Yes, preparation was a little bit disturbed, of course. I'm missing a lot of players again. Um, but when we see Olympic team winning, it's okay. Um, and we're also happy that we can bring a little bit to the national team. On the other side, it is for me, even we are going to play to win, maybe a moment to prepare the future. That means give chance to a few players and give rest to a few other ones who need it, or maybe look for other solutions. Depending also of what we're gonna do with the Olympic team players, they will be normally there at training. We'll see what we'll do, especially with those who didn't play, and what will be their schedule. So even we are qualified, even we will give some players rest, we are still playing to win, and has not to be an excuse. If we miss a few players, it's to the other ones to show their qualities, and also confirm maybe the good performance they had a few weeks ago. So it's very interesting, and for me a very good moment to see how far they are and what we can do with them in the future. And like this, we can prepare as good as possible the next very important games.
Coach, I was at Wahda this morning, and they're missing a similar amount of players, and because of international call-ups and stuff. Do you think there's a problem with scheduling? I mean, two of the biggest teams going head-to-head, and both going to have to put out fairly sort of weak lineups.
Yeah, the schedule was fixed for everything. You cannot give a lot of comments, because it is like that. So what are my comments gonna do? You have with the Olympic team, you have a national team, you have a competition filled in, of course, also to let the other ones play. So it depends how you look at it. You can say, okay, Etisalat is not for the internationals, it's not for the other ones. It's more for those who are not playing a lot, and to see how far they can go. So on that way, it's a good period, it's a good moment, because otherwise those players for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they don't play. And so all the others can also have priorities to the games they have to play with the national team. So it is good, and on the other side, of course, when you don't have complete selection, it's always different, because you work on something 1 week, and then the week after you have to change, the week after you still have to change again, and you are preparing very important moment, because you will be beginning of March starting Asia and others, and all this preparation will maybe only start the 1st or the 2nd of March, because that's when everybody is back. So what's the best? I don't know, but it will change nothing. It is like that. And on one side it's good, on the other side it's sometimes a pity, because it should be nice also to have 1 or 2 weeks to prepare the future. But it is not like that, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not the one who's complaining about one or another game. We will play with what we have, and we will still play to win. After you can say, yes, this of this is different, this of this is changing. And of course, missing a few players in some competitions, I don't speak only about the Etisalat, can be very important for a team, because some teams can replace players easily than others, we also. But sometimes players are so important that it's more difficult to make the compensation of missing one or another. And if you miss 3 or 4 or 5, it's a lot.
Coach, did you watch the match yesterday, and what's your comment about the shine of Paradise and Khamis Ismail?
Yeah, so few players who were in good shape. I think even I have to congratulate all the team for their performance. I think on some moments Essa was saving the team. He didn't win the game alone, but he was there on the very, very important moments, and on the moments that even Australia didn't have a lot of chances. But he stopped those who he had, so it's very important, and for me very interesting for the future. Khamis, he was doing what he's doing in our team also, and you can see yesterday also that sometimes we miss him, because with his power, with his headers, with his ball recuperation. He's also very important for the balance in our team. So for me, they were with the best players yesterday, and that's why sometimes it's a pity that schedules are not, especially if in the future you are playing important games and you have to miss them.
How can you see Wahda as a team, and how can you see the game? It will be open game, it will be close game. What is the dangerous points in Wahda, and how can you face them?
Yes, first it's up to see what they are gonna do, because are they gonna let everybody play? Are we gonna be surprised by their team? Are they gonna use all the foreigners or not? On the other side, I think it's gonna be an open game, because I don't see the interest to not open the game, and I think also both teams have a lot of qualities on the offensive side. So there is no really reason to not make an open game, because I think we both start from offensive qualities and offensive intention. The danger is, of course, the individual players they have, if they play, and those everybody knows. But you will always be beaten by a team, not by one player.
بعد مباراة بنياس هل كان في after بنياس game do you have the time to make evaluation with all the team, all the players, their relatives with each other, their connections? Do you have the time to make meeting with them, to speak to them, to try to make?
No, I have the time, yes, but not with everybody. That's the problem if you miss 4 players or 5 players then, and then 6 or 7 others after. The only question is, we had time to make evaluation, we had time to see what was not going on, but I think you need all the group to talk about that. So I hope to start with that when everybody is back. The after or the opportunities you have is to speak with some guys individually. This is different. For that we have the time, because a part is staying here. For the general things, or you don't come back to it, but that's maybe a pity, because you go back 3 weeks, you see, and you take all the problems again. So it's not always a good solution. Or you wait till everybody is back, and then it's a better moment. And all these things are sometimes what I call a chain. You see, when you get a goal in the center, it can be a responsibility of somebody in the center, but also from one on the side, and also maybe from one before the one on the side, because they were not doing their task. And so this is a chain, and because this is not doing this, the other one looks guilty. Of course he is for a part, and he is responsible, but the other one could take it away. And then on the other side, it's also, if the one in the center takes a good position, he takes away the mistake of the other one. And so this is the balance or the quality you need in a team to compensate, to make compensation to the mistakes that another one does, and you can take it over. So goal is mostly, except one individual thing, is more one guy who's kicking on the wrong side of the ball or something. All the other things is follow up from different little mistakes.
Is it now important for you?
It is important, yeah. I think there is maybe more important, like League or President's Cup or Asian Cup. But I said in the beginning that we want to try to win everything where we're competing, and this is staying like that. And now you are in a final place, and even if you are qualified, preparing the future and playing Wahda, it's also a little bit special. You will have to play to win. But for me, it's especially looking to the quality of the team and preparing the future. But this cannot be without quality now already. Even we are qualified, and even situation is maybe different than if we had to win.